Hey everyone, I'm Burnz.
Blackwind?
I'm Dregsy.
I'm Integrity.
And I'm WarAscended.
Welcome to the COGCast. So today, guys, I wanted to ask about that game that maybe you never got a chance to play. I'm thinking because, example, like your parents wouldn't buy it for you because it was too explicit, or you got socks instead of Pokemon Stadium for Christmas, something like that.
The first game that jumps out to me way back in the day, and then my parents forbid me from getting a console. They wouldn't let me get Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and therefore I never was able to get a PlayStation 2. Yeah, I have a little resentment towards that. I still to this day haven't played this game, and it's kind of embarrassing. But I don't I don't do well with games that, for lack of a better term, age. And I know going back to that after playing 4 or 5 and San Andreas, that I just wouldn't enjoy myself at all. So it's just one of those games that I missed.
What, Grand Theft Auto?
Vice City.
That's so unfortunate.
That's a PlayStation one, right? Wait, which one was that? I don't remember.
It was on PlayStation 2.
God, I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Was
That's
that
why
Miami?
I couldn't get a PlayStation 2. Vice City is Miami.
Yeah,
but
okay,
I wouldn't
yeah.
know. I never played the game. You
Yeah.
asshole. So
I've never played the game.
I had like 3 PlayStation 2s back then, and I actually played GTA and that stuff back then. So that's crazy to me.
It's 3 PlayStations.
I still have a PlayStation 2.
Oh my god.
never got
I
that
am the
cancer
PlayStation
system.
2.
I think PlayStation 2 was like... I was like a PlayStation fan back then. Because, I mean, that was the only thing I knew existed. So, there you go.
Right.
Well, the one I have was originally my sister's, and she gave it to me when she got a PS3, and I was like, okay, I'm never going to do anything with it. It's sitting over there. But yeah.
Right. Blackwind, did you have a game that you just completely missed out on? Like your parents were like, "I will not buy that for you."
I didn't start gaming till I was 19, so I missed that whole thing.
Dang.
But I was never into games, but yeah, I missed like the whole "Mommy, I want this game. No, it's too violent" kind of thing. So any game that I haven't played, I either just haven't got around to yet, or got bored with and never finished.
Blasphemy.
Right. Dregs, do you have one?
Yeah, I actually do. I remember I really wanted the very first Silent Hill game, and my mom and dad would just not buy it for me. Like, God, missing out on such a great horror game. Here's the thing, I didn't miss out playing it because I eventually did play it. They snuck it into my house because my cousin had it, and I
snuck a game in your house in the dead of night.
Yeah,
Like fucking when Paul Revere was riding up the coast, lighting the lanterns.
exactly.
The British are
There you
coming.
go.
The British are coming.
That in itself sounds
And on Saturdays,
fun.
on Saturdays night, I would play that game because before we had the PlayStation like downstairs, so I would sneak downstairs at like 2 to 3 in the morning and just play it on weekends.
You must have been a terrible child.
Wait, I was
I don't-
18, not 19. Sorry, never mind.
Because that's a huge
I was gonna
difference,
say,
right?
when?
Wow.
How are you so sheltered from games? And then what game turned
No,
you
it's-
into a gamer then?
No,
Halo?
it's weird
It had to have
because
been Halo.
no,
Had to have
well,
been
shut
Halo.
up. My fucking story, asshole. No, it's
Did I ruin
weird
it?
because when I was like, whenever I was like 10 or 11, and I actually got an original Xbox Christmas, first gen Xbox.
Halo.
And I played a little bit of Turok, I think, and then it just went in the closet. And I was
I
never
love
into
Turok.
games. I was never
Such
into
a fun
games
series.
because I was the kid that read books and rode horses, basically. So I
Didn't you know that you
never
could ride
got
horses in a lot of games?
Shut up. or shut the fuck up. No, I like real horses, asshole. They're more fun. But anyway, it wasn't until my senior year of high school that I forget what I was doing. Wait, no, I was writing a paper for an English class. I forget what the topic was exactly about, but it was something about violence in video games. And since I didn't know anything about video games, I had to research popular franchises on the internet. And I was reading a bunch of articles like Mass Effect, Twisted Metal. I eventually got to Halo and saw that there was a book prequel and a whole series of books. So I actually read the first 3 Halo books, Fall of Reach, The Flood, and First Strike, before I ever played a Halo game. So after I read those 3, I finally played the first Halo game, and that Christmas, because this was during the fall semester, that Christmas of my senior year of high school, I got a Halo 4 Xbox 360. I now have every single fucking book, game, comic, a whole shit collection of Halo. So that's how I got into video games.
I've never met anyone who got into Halo or gaming that way. That's really interesting.
Right? Yeah. I know. That's why I'm saying get this.
So hold on. I love
your
the
first
books
experience.
so
your first experience sitting down there with that controller when you first powered up, the very first time you saw Halo boot up and everything, that had to have been a magical moment for you.
Well, let me just
Did you know? Hold on 1 second. I want to insert one question here, Blackwind. Did you know that the Flood was based off of Halo 1? Did you know you were kind of about to play through what you had read?
Well, I knew. Okay, that's actually a really good additional story because I'd already read the novelization of first game. I knew what the Flood was, and let me tell you, in the book, they are fucking terrifying. The way they described it. You've read it? Oh my god. So when I finally played the game, I didn't play it on console. I actually played it on my I downloaded it on my PC and played it with an Xbox 360 controller that I had an adapter for PC. So it wasn't actually on a console that I first played Halo. It was on my computer. But long story short, yeah, Burnz. The first time I booted it up after getting it all installed, it was because I just fucking loved the book so much. But anyway, back to the Flood. When I first got to 343 Guilty Spark, and you see the cutscene with Jenkins, and it's real creepy, and they all get attacked by Flood babies. Because I had read that in the book previous, and it scared me so bad, when I started hearing the noises, I quit the game and just didn't play it for a week because I was so terrified. I thought I was gonna get one hit kill, and then when I finally go back and they just pop like popcorn on my shields, I'm like, what the fuck was I so afraid of?
Oh, go play that go play that level on legendary difficulty, and you'll know what you're afraid of. Well, you have, of course, you have.
I beat all of the campaigns of Legendary War solo.
Yeah.
But
yes, I know you
just
have.
That first time,
that
I'd
level
already been
is hellish
so freaked out by the books.
On Legendary.
I just couldn't. Oh my god.
I feel like I had the exact opposite experiences from you. Because the first time I played Halo, it was on Japanese. And I was walking places.
We know, you were stuck in a box.
Exactly, right?
Crouch.
But I've gone to the place where the Flood came out. I'm like, I don't know what the hell was going on. I just see these small little gray, brown things. And I had no clue what the hell was going on. So my first playthrough, I had no idea what the story was about at all for 3 years, and then Halo 2 came out. But yeah,
it's pretty much the complete opposite of me. I know everything that's going on, and it scared the shit out of me.
It's completely different from my first experience with games.
Okay, I mean, War brought up that he wasn't allowed to have a console in his home, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought of one game that I wasn't allowed to play. It was Pokemon. Okay, well, it wasn't specifically... I know, right?
What?
It wasn't specifically Pokemon. I wasn't allowed to own a Game Boy because it was supposedly bad for your eyes because of the small screen and the shitty lighting.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a big deal, and it probably was true.
It's... maybe... I don't know. Probably is. I mean, everybody's staring at their smartphones nowadays, so I don't know.
Yeah, we're about to find out, right?
So, I mean, I never played. Did I actually get to play Pokemon? There was one time when Ruby and Sapphire came out. I just wanted to play a Pokemon game. I didn't understand there was.
You wanted to be a rebel.
I wanted to be a rebel. So when I was on my holiday in Canada, I had some backup cash in case I got lost. I was I don't know, 12, 10, something like that. So with my backup cash, I bought a Game Boy for me, and then I pushed my brother to buy another Game Boy for himself. So we both had Game Boys, and we both bought Pokemon. And we brought it back home. It was like at Zeller's, and we both brought it back home, and we finally were able to play it every night from like 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. And we always had to hide it. And surprise, surprise,
whisper about it in the fucking dark.
Like, yeah, oh my god, I actually got caught. Like, I don't know how long later, like a year later, I was like freaking out when I got caught at like 11 p.m. and then like I was telling my mom like, oh yeah, I borrowed it from my friend, and I'm pretty sure she didn't believe me because she took it away and gave it to my cousin. So in my head, I'm like, so you want to give this eye ruining device to a cousin so that they can ruin their eyes? Okay then, sure. But thank God I kept my freaking Ruby cartridge though. Thank freaking God.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, right.
That's all that matters.
No, for sure, definitely. You got away with your life in that situation.
So funny. Your mom had you. She's like, for me, the game or series or things like that I never got into that I always wanted to was the Xenogears and Xenosaga series. A lot of my friends played that when I was growing up on like PlayStation 2, things like that. And I was always fascinated with it. I liked games like that back then more, and never got around to playing it. And like a buddy of mine, I played it for so many years. He had like T-shirts, and I was always like, "Hey, what's that cool T-shirt?" And he's always like, "Oh, this is Xenosaga," or "Oh, this is Xenogears." And I was like, "What? How do you get all these freaking cool T-shirts?" And he was always playing the game, so I watched a lot of it, but I never really understood what was going on because I never played through the game. And so I always felt really lost, but I always felt like I was missing out on something. And it was like him and about like 4 or 5 other of my friends that played the shit out of that series. And I never really got into it. I just couldn't afford it, never got around to picking it up, and or like maybe the time I played like the demo or something like that, it was just too time consuming for me.
What is Xeno?
I can tell you a game series that you're missing out on right now, and that is BioShock. You are insane for not having played those games.
That's another one
It
I
makes
haven't
me
gotten into yet.
So mad that you don't play those games because you would love those games.
Yeah, that's another one everyone's told me I need to get into.
What?
What?
I haven't played those either. Are you gonna yell at me?
No, I'm not gonna yell at you. You have an ignorant excuse. You're like a broken gaming child. It's okay. You were picked up off on the street at a late age. Burnz has no excuse. He just missed that game.
Yeah.
And that series
slipped aside.
Interesting enough, I actually had a friend at school convince me to get that game because I wanted to get that or Fear, and I was really leaning towards Fear. And I remember, the look on my dad's face when I told him, "Yeah, I'm gonna go get BioShock." He just looks so fucking annoyed. He had to take me over to Kmart, and the Kmart here in Chambersburg, it's a fucking junk store anymore. It doesn't have anything.
I didn't think Kmart's existed still.
Yeah, we have one right up the fucking road. It was actually a really nice store, but it just turned into a junk store so fucking quickly.
I'm gonna assume Kmart is like Target, right? I don't have Kmart.
Like Walmart, like Target. Yeah,
not
anymore.
Like
that back in the day when we were growing up.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it's more like a Walgreens.
Yeah, Kmart, they completely removed their electronics section.
It's a pharmacy, like CVS.
Okay.
Completely removed their electronics section, but I remember I got BioShock there, and I played it for I think it was... I got it at noon one day, and I played it till 3 in the morning.
That was a game I actually kind of had to beat in the night too. Funnily enough, I didn't even realize that, but I got grounded for one reason or another when I was in high school, and my dad took my He didn't take my Xbox away. He took my controller away. I just went out and bought another controller. So like I was, he was like down the hall and I was playing that game on mute with like subtitles and stuff, like trying to get through the campaign and stuff. God, that's just such a good game. You would love it, Burnz.
It's my favorite series.
Infinite has one of the best storylines of all time. The third one in the trilogy. It's amazing.
I've beat BioShock 1 like 4 times. 3 times home.
I just beat it again the other day.
It's amazing.
I mean, I almost got into BioShock Infinity or whatever when that came out, the trailers and stuff. I was like, oh, what is this?
It's so good. But I think you would be doing yourself a disservice if you went straight into Infinite as opposed to playing BioShock, the first one.
Yeah.
I want to play through all of them now that I've got a better taste of what they're going to be like. So. It'll be kind of retro for me to go through like the older ones and then like see it develop, too. It'll be interesting. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll talk about it on the podcast when I get through that.
Wait, the Xbox Game Pass, I think that you can download it for free. I mean, not for free, but like, for basically $10, I think. The whole series. If I recall correctly.
I didn't know it was on there. That's nice.
Yeah.
I know there's the BioShock collection, which is really cheap. It's like $30 to get all 3 of them on.
That's the remastered
the Xbox One versions of it.
Yeah, that's the remastered one.
Yeah, but it's worth it.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Like it's really worth it. But that's neither here nor there.
Burnz, did you use your free trial for the Game Pass yet?
For what?
The Xbox Game Pass. Do you know what that is?
No.
So the Xbox Game Pass is basically Netflix for games on the Xbox. There's like a whole catalog of games where you can play and just pay $10 per month. And I think they're allowing you to have like a 2-week free trial. It might be like a promotional thing for when it got released, or if maybe it's for alpha. I'm not really sure. But if they do still have that free trial, you can pick it up. Pick up the free trial, and then download all the BioShocks for 2 weeks, and I think you get to keep it. I think.
That'd be sick. I'll check that out.
Yeah. Because it's just one of those games where you just can't get sick of it ever. Ever.
It's got high replay value. And that's really hard to find anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for just a single player game.
Oh.
Right.
There's very few games I can name that have very good replay value. And that one, like all 3 of them have very good replay value. I've at least gone through this game multiple times.
There are a few games that has a lot of replay value for me. Some people might be surprised by some of them, but Mario 64, for me, it's just one of those games I love to just blitz through. I can get all of the stars like almost right away. I'm like really good at that game. Played the shit out of that game when I was younger.
Well, a lot of the 90s games actually had high replay value, but like nowadays,
they're so good.
You can't find many games with replay value.
If you guys want to get some more juicy details on our 90s gaming topics, it's in one of our prior episodes. I definitely suggest checking that out. Moving on a little bit, though, kind of wanted to bring up my next thing, which is, like things that you guys collect. This could be anything that you're just obsessed with, that you must have, but you go out of your way to collect it, or you have the entire of the series and the collection, things like that. Anybody want to jump on that?
Pokemon. I don't know why everything for me says Pokemon.
It's because it was forbidden for you as a child.
Maybe, yeah, sure. But yeah, I used to collect.
You're still sticking it to your parents like 18 years later.
I used to collect.
I caught them all. How about that?
Yeah.
Catch me outside now.
So.
Oh my god.
I used to collect Pokemon cards. Fun fact, I've never played a single game of Pokemon cards. Like, how you play Magic the Gathering?
Shame. I'd kick your ass.
I've never played. I still don't know how to play it properly. Because I've
make
always...
your ass grass.
Because, like, anything with, like, 1v1s, I'm just like, kind of worried. Kind of, So I just collect them.
Me and my fiance play Pokemon quite frequently. I have several decks, and I collect Pokemon cards as well. But that's more of a recent, like, hobby thing. I collect movies like it's, it's going out of style. I have to have the newest Blu-ray. And I don't like collecting them on, like I just don't like the whole digital content thing. I like having a physical copy of something. So yeah, I will always support buying Blu-rays.
See, I used to have that mentality with games, like Xbox games, but I'm just like, I don't want it takes up so much space, and unless I have like a like a house, like a place where I'm gonna stay there for like the next 10 years kind of thing, I feel like I'm not gonna have like a physical collection of like discs anymore. My dad, on the other hand, a shit ton of Blu-ray. I think you'll like. I mean, he's not a movie guy. He's more of like a hi-fi guy. But I think you'll like his collection of Blu-ray. Yeah. Pokemon cards. Oh my god.
So Pokemon for integrity and movies for war. Dregs, you got some collections, I'm sure. Something.
He collects dead bodies in the basement. That's what I heard.
Well, you're about to be next.
Other than dust, what do you collect? Just kidding.
I'm actually a collector of a lot of odd things. Movies, music. Like, I collect pops, gaming statues, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Some of the more odder collections.
Hold on, you collect pops?
Yeah.
Wait, what are pops?
Like soda?
Vinyl fingers? Vinyl.
Yeah.
Bro, we've had this discussion.
Heads.
I have a giant
Just clarify.
Bioshock Big Daddy.
I want that.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah.
I even have Reaper and Widowmaker as two pops for Overwatch. I'm waiting for a Genji one to come out, but I collect a lot of comics. More recently, I've been collecting weird things from oddity shops, like
corpses of
jewels.
deceased victims.
Yeah, something like. God, it's really hard to describe. Like, they fashion. Like, I know my friend. He once got. It was like three really venomous scorpions on this glass container or whatever it is. They were all dead, but.
Oh, I have something like that. My mom brought me back something like that from a souvenir shop in Vegas or something.
Yeah, I collect a lot of weird stuff, so.
See, for me, like collecting like statues and stuff, that sounds awesome as well and everything. But then I feel like if I were to collect them, I would need like a dedicated area. I can't just like scatter them all over the place. Or like if you
like a game room or something.
Yeah, like if it's really hardcore, like a room or something.
Here's the thing, Integrity. I got gaming, like, I have the Bioshock Songbird because I got the Ultimate Edition of Bioshock Infinite. I have that up. I have Super Saiyan Goku from the Xenoverse 2. I got a Mortal Kombat statue, which is like bookends with Scorpion and Sub-Zero. I've got the Doom Revenant statue. I got so much stuff. I got a Batman Arkham City statue. I got... God, I can't even name everything I have.
I guess it's all great. It just I probably need a room for all of those statues, because if not, I just feel like, because I'm always kind of OCD, not really OCD, but like I always like to have a nice managed room, apartment, whatever. So if it's like scattered everywhere, it's just gets on my nerves. But if I have like a nice cupboard, a wall with all those things, it'll look badass. It would probably look badass.
Oh, I collect weapons as well. So
nice.
I collect scalps.
I collect knives.
Wait, scalps?
In the kitchen.
Are you out scalping people?
You don't need to know where I come across my scalps. That's my
Are you
information.
scalping the dead bodies?
I think that's what. Yes, I have
Scalping
Jesus' dead body.
No, in order to scalp somebody correctly, they have to be alive.
Oh, so you scalp him, then Dreg keeps him in the basement. Okay, I see how it is.
It's a pipeline.
It's a team effort.
He needs a
you?
man to hide
you got
a fucking body.
You got a lot.
I've got a lot of
collectible
stuff.
thingy-majs.
Y'all are talking about dedicated spaces. I've got a giant glass case For like the more delicate stuff, I've got a lot of like porcelain and ceramic figurines. Like this thing is probably 7 feet tall. I've got ceramic horses, wolves, dragon figurines, cats, snow globes, all sorts of shit. And a couple of dead things too. They're cat figurines, asshole. But some dead things.
Wait, dead things? Wait, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, dead things. I've got insects, some of them petrified, some of them not. I've got a lizard skeleton, a couple of skulls.
They sell them in oddity shops. That's what I collect too. So.
Now, most of mine I just found.
Because I thought you were talking about like stuffed cats when you said collecting cats. I'm like, what?
No, the cats are figurines. The dead things are like lizard skeletons and shit, and crocodile skulls.
Punctuation's important.
Oh, interesting enough, my cousin, he has a dead shark in a jar. That's
cool.
Still,
like a shark fetus?
I guess it's still freshly preserved.
What was that shark doing in your jars?
You fucked up.
Oh my gosh.
You done fucked up.
No, funny story.
Blackwings, I know.
About lizard skeleton though is because the lizard skeleton I actually got when I forget what year it is, but we were getting Christmas decorations down out of the attic, right? And my mother was putting, I think, the wreath up on the door when suddenly something like fell down her shirt, and it turned out to be this dead mummified lizard. And when I got home, it was like, Peyton, look at this. I'm like, oh, I'll keep it and put it in my case, and he can just join the rest of my dead things. So yeah, that's where he came from.
See, recycling.
Right.
Environmentally
not to be weird, but dead things are always like, I don't know why, not to be weird or crazy, but like dead insects and stuff, I don't know why, it's just kind of beautiful to look at.
Drex's future occupation, taxidermy.
Or a mortician.
He really enjoys pest control.
So, Blackwind, I know that you are pretty crafty, and you make some pretty cool costumes and stuff. You collect any of your favorites that you've made, or do you just dismantle?
I still got, like, all the stuff I made. There's a couple things I need to go over, but I wouldn't really considering that collecting. That's more, like, crafting.
Right.
Maybe it's just
yeah,
me.
Burnz, God.
I mean, unless you count the swords that I use for certain props, because I've got
I would probably collect really bad things that I made. Right, I know.
I've got, like, 7 swords.
Oh, you're into weapons too. Nice.
Yeah, so 7 swords, more books than I know what to do with.
I recently stayed at a location that I slept in the same room as a trident, which is an awesome experience.
Saw that photo.
Yeah, that was fun. An alarming to wake up to.
For me, I do collect swords and things like that as well. I have a katana and some other fun knives, throwing knives and things like that. But what I more or less have collected for years is Magic the Gathering cards. I've been into that game for like 20 plus years. It's really fun. I have a very extensive old collection. It's probably worth quite a bit. I play a lot of that game with my brother and friends and things. Another thing that I collect is like comic books. I have several collections of comic books for Marvel and for DC alike, but I have the entire run of Sandman, Neil Gaiman's comic. It's amazing. I have it in all of its printings too. So hardback, softback, comic form, collection, each one of their collection editions that they've come out with. I have the entirety of Death as well. I think I have a few issues of Lucifer. I don't have all of Lucifer yet.
How much do you think?
And then besides that, just
Sandman was so good.
That's a good question. I don't know. If they were signed, maybe more, but I mean, a lot of them are limited printing. Like the editions I have of them, like he went through like 3 different collector's editions for the entire series, and I think he's still yet to really release a definitive series. He's the writer. If people aren't familiar with the Sandman, if maybe some people out there have seen American Gods, he's the writer of the novel American Gods that they hit, I think, Showtime or Stars. I don't know.
I think it's Stars.
Is currently based on Stars. Yeah, that series is based on the book. And that's like tchotchkes and little figurines for me. I'm obsessed with little Japanese tchotchkes, like house decor. So like I have a room divider, and I have like little red statuettes of like dragons and little dogs and things like that. I don't know. I guess boxes of that stuff.
You could also say that I collect like local sports memorabilia. I have several Seahawks jerseys. I have a Marshawn Lynch jersey that's like, since he's no longer on the Seahawks, he's unofficially out of retirement or what the fuck ever. It's hung up on the wall like in honor of his retirement. And I have, plenty of other Seahawks jerseys as well. That'll be hung up once they retire, and I have Earl Thomas's training shoe and an autographed football of the whole team. So, I collect local sports, stuff as well. I have a couple baseball autographs from the Mariners and all that stuff too.
Oh, nice. I have a lot of band autographs.
It's a Mariners autograph. It's not worth anything.
Well,
Mariners, I have a lot of things like that. I have a lot of that too.
Well, I have a lot of band autographs. Like some you might have heard of, some you might not. I have like the Unguided. I got like 2 giant signed posters of them. I got a signed poster of Motionless in White, probably my favorite band ever. I'm going to be going to see them again here next month. But I have a New Year's Day signed poster, Danger Kids signed poster, Best to Collide signed poster, and signed CD. And I believe, I have an Attila signed poster, which I'm actually going to give to my friend as a birthday present. And I I actually met the band, and I got a signed CD. I have quite a bit of a lot of signed band memorabilia.
I have signed like Magic cards and stuff like that. Like I met several of the artists. I have several Christopher Rush cards that are signed by him. He was a local. He's a very popular Magic the Gathering artist, but he was a local in the town that I lived in for several years, and I've actually met him. And band stuff like you're saying. I have a Marilyn Manson ticket that was signed from not him but from the other members of the band, and then I have an Orgy ticket, and I have a Nine Inch Nails ticket, which was also signed by A Perfect Circle, which was the lead singer of Tool's side project. Things like that. I did a lot of in my youth. I did a lot of band, going to concerts and things like that, just trying to meet with them and talk with them and stuff.
See, okay, how much is? I'm very curious now, since you have a signed copy of a card. How much is your deck worth? Your whole collection is worth. Can you give me like a ballpark?
Mine?
Yeah.
It would be a lot, because it depends. There's 2 different ways you could probably look at it. Like, you could buy a lot of collections. A lot of them won't have the same concentrated value of the cards I have. Plus, then you have to look at the condition of my cards individually and price them out that way. And I've done this before, and it was like well over like $60,000.
Oh, okay.
Like ridiculous amounts of money for me, and because it was just like, and I would ballpark it there now. But like my brother has I have an older set, like legacy set of Magic, so like from way out of print. My brother collects a lot more modern collections. He'd sell his collection for like flat like $6,000 right now. He said anybody wanted to offer him flat like $6,000 ballpark, he'd hand it over. Mine, I would probably ask a lot more than that.
A lot more than $6,000 or 60?
I wouldn't ask $60,000, no, okay. But that's probably collector's value, what it's worth. But you have to cut that down quite a bit for reality. Right. And then it's not like I have like a signed Black Lotus. If I had a signed Black Lotus, this would be a completely different topic. But I've seen them and I've held them. Black Lotus is one of the rarest, most valuable Magic cards. It's a pretty popular card. You could probably just Google it and read about it. It's from Original Editions, and Christopher Rush was the artist for it. And it's worth buco bucks, dude. You were to pull a Black Lotus from like if you were holding like an unopened pack of, which by the way there is a YouTube video for this, and you pulled it open and you pulled out a Black Lotus, like you're just looking at like retirement right there. It's stupid. It's worth so much money. I could buy one from Beta or Unlimited from a card shop up the way for like $600, but that's like a lower edition. It's not from the rarest edition. It's not in mint condition. It's been handled. It's been in a collection for years, and it's in a case now. So I wouldn't be using it to play with, but for like $600, I could walk out of there with one if I wanted it.
Yeah, like the Black Lotus.
One
I just
card.
looked it up. Like this guy, he sold it for $27,302 on eBay. So.
Yep.
And
wow, there was a mint
site. There is sites asking well over $100,000 just for that card.
There was a mint alpha Black Lotus that was sold on some auction. It went right out of a package, right into a protective case, and it sold for like $100,000 a few years, like when I was growing up, and I remember hearing about it, and I was just like, whoa.
What was that story?
People be crazy.
About when you met the artist?
Oh, when I met Christopher Rush, interestingly enough, I went to a tournament that was localized here in my hometown, and he was there. It was in our library, and I played him. I played against him with my deck. I played a red and blue deck. I didn't know how to play very well back then, so I just threw like counter spells and lightning bolts and like Siobhan dragons and things like that in my deck. And his deck had the Power 9 in it or something like that. I know he had 4 Black Lotuses in there. And what happened was, I'm just this little kid, okay? This was totally subconscious, but I ended up walking away with his deck. I ended up trying to leave the building, and I didn't realize it. I mean, I was holding a deck in my hands, and he comes running down, and he's like, hey, I think that you might have my deck, and I have yours. And I was like, I look down and I see that there's a Black Lotus in my hand, and I'm still just shaking. And honestly, the thing I regret the most is not just running away right there, because it's like, his bad, he let some little 8-year-old steal his deck. Jesus. But I did the right thing and gave it back to him, unfortunately. Trust me, I've been kicking myself for that for a long time. You can keep my Siobhan Dragon. I'm taking this shit and I'm out. I mean, I was holding probably like a couple $100,000 worth of cards in a 60-card pack, basically, just like, 60-card deck, just sitting there in my hand. And when I handed it back to him, I was just shaking.
Sure, unconsciously burned. Sure, Burnz. Unconsciously.
It was so. He didn't even realize it, and though I can't say that I haven't kiped a Magic card before in my past, but that was quite the experience for me.
Can they actually officially mark those cards as stolen, or as I mean,
no,
they can't.
No.
Maybe nowadays, some cards those rare. But
maybe
not then.
It might have some technology.
Those cards were
for
still
that.
in print right then, right?
Yeah, but it's not like they're gonna go embed a chip into it or something
right.
It's got GPS.
So how nice was Christopher Rush, Burnz?
Actually, I've been told he's a complete asshole.
Really?
He was nice to me. I was young and I was a fan, but I remember there was some local story about a brick being thrown through his window.
Oh shit.
He doesn't live here anymore, but I don't know where he lives.
That's why. That's why he left.
Yeah. I don't know. Some kid stole my deck and got a brick through my window. I'm out.
Kid almost stole my cards, and another fucking kid threw a brick through my window. Yeah, fucking shit.
I'm out.
Oh my god. Oh man.
So I have a question right now. I'm playing Battlefield 1, and I just threw a grenade at somebody, and my grenade didn't blow up. You think that, after how many years of that happening in games, that wouldn't happen anymore? I swear to God, that is the most annoying video game trope still alive today. I mean, how does that happen?
Lag.
It's just I don't give me a science answer. That's bullshit. I threw a grenade and nothing happened. I wasted bullshit. I only have one. They are hard to come by in Battlefield 1. It's like I just threw gold and nothing happened.
Sounds like a personal problem.
It is a personal problem, but how can It's frustrating.
As the many
It's
people...
called It's a Dud.
Halo is so good.
It's realistic, dude.
Yeah,
it's realistic.
Realistic.
Yeah, it's a dud.
It's probably a
It's
dud.
a dud. You're right.
That is
You're
the
right.
most scientific answer I'm going to give you.
Right, the program didn't supposed to be there.
That's what they write it off as.
Realism
It doesn't work.
war.
It's a dud.
You're complaining that's too real, man.
Shit happens.
Oh, God. I was going to say something completely forgot what I was going to say.
Hey, Burnz, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
That Marilyn Manson signed ticket, who all was in that band at the time?
So it was
Kinda
Mechanical
curious.
Animals tour. So we had
John Five?
Yeah, I got his. He's badass. He's actually really nice. And the rest of them, I honestly don't remember their names right now.
Gingerfish?
I'd have to go pull. I think he was there. They had
Definitely.
Twiggy was there. John Five
Always.
was there. Manson was the only one that was on stage that I didn't get. I've seen him like 3 times now, but the first time was the only time I got to send my ticket back for autographs. I didn't get to meet them, but they got to pass tickets around and they were just signing them, and my ticket came back to me.
Part wasn't even your ticket.
It was.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, interesting enough, John Five was actually playing here in Chambersburg over at the Orchards, and I just wanted to try to get in to see him. It's with his with his solo stuff, not with Rob Zombie, of course. But dude, that place was freaking packed. I've never seen so many people in a tiny fucking bar like that. That was crazy. And the Orchards is like right up from my house. I was like geeking out. I was like, oh my god, it's John Five.
Right.
What the fuck?
Yeah, me too.
Anyways, so one thing I wanted to bring up about like that music topic there. How many of the events, like, what am I trying to say? I've been to a few things like Endfest where there's like there's like 40 bands, like kind of like Coachella or things like that, like you go out in there. Have you ever been to any of those, Greg?
I've actually been to Warped Tour a couple of times. That's
I've been to
where
Warped Tour.
That's actually where I saw Motionless the first time. I saw Ice Nine Kills the first time. But I really haven't been on any other tours, regrettably.
I saw Deftones at Endfest.
But yeah, like Warped Tour was kind of like what set it off for me.
Right.
Like after Warped Tour, I went to Beyond the Barricade, and that's where I met Motionless in White for the first time.
That's cool. So I have the next topic we'll go through. What is your guys' favorite movie and why? This is actually a request from people. So we're going to do this topic. I'm going to start with Blackwind. Are you there?
Yes, I am. And we
favorite
actually
movie
talked about
and why?
Yeah, we've actually talked about my favorite movie before on the COGCast. It is Ridley Scott's Alien, of course. I fucking love that movie so much. And the funny thing about this, I saw that movie the first time when I was maybe like 5, like the age that other girls are watching Disney princess movies. I was watching classic horror movies. And obviously it scared the shit out of me, but I also loved it. So it was one of the movies that I was just like, and of course the sequels as well, Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, yes, even the weird ones. But Alien, it was just one of the movies I was raised on, and it's just so good. Oh my god, I don't remember which of y'all hasn't seen it, but y'all have better fucking watch it since the last time we talked about it on this show. Like, motherfucker.
Classic staple horror.
What do you have against Disney princesses?
Oh god, so many things.
Oh my god, you're making Integrity cry. What the hell?
No. Like,
Let it go. Let it go.
I'll kill you. I will draw myself to the Xbox and kill you.
She's
triggered.
Classic Disney movies. I do not care.
There's nothing wrong with classic horror.
Exactly. Yeah, Alien.
Guest.
That's awesome. I was toiling putting that on. I was toiling over that one, so I'm glad that you snagged it because it is a fantastic. It's so staple and it's
so good.
It's so good.
Classic.
And the whole franchise is pretty. That being said, have you had a chance to see the newest Alien yet? Covenant.
No, I still haven't.
You're a disappointment.
I know.
It's on the app, lady. Just go.
I know it is.
Yo, Blackwind, you want to watch it with me?
What, the first one or the new one?
Integrity Blackwind
Either.
date night.
Either.
Shut up, War. I can't hear him.
Because I've never seen either of them.
Swooping out on my wound.
Integrity, if you haven't seen the first one, I will watch the first one with you.
Sure. I'll watch the new one first and then watch the old one. And then, So
yeah, why would you watch the new one first? Watch the old one first. What's wrong with you?
Why would I watch something?
Just go with it, Blackwind. You're watching the newest one. Just go with it.
I want to watch it.
Fuck you, Triggs. Integrity. You need to see the first one.
Why did I watch the first one first?
Good. Because it's the first one.
Does it matter if I watch it
first? Because it's the source material.
Oh, okay, fine. Wait, does it matter though?
It's the original. It's where all of this other crap came from.
Okay, fine.
Ridley Scott and the disturbed mind of H.R. Giger. May he rest in peace.
Yes.
So it does matter to a certain extent. Like if I watched it first, like the original.
I think it matters.
Oh, yeah, okay, sure.
I feel like you should have the Alien experience before you just go Alien Covenant. Like, you should at least know something.
Okay.
I think you should avoid the Alien versus Predator side, but that's just me.
Okay.
But just go with the true
comics
horror
weren't bad,
of it.
but the movies
so good.
were...
I like them. I like the Predator and Alien movies as standalones.
They're terrible.
I mean...
Thank you.
The second AVP movie was weird.
Was the one in the pyramid? Or, wait.
No, that was the first one.
One was in a pyramid in Under the Ice.
The first one was in the
T-Rex
pyramid.
alien.
AVPR, the second one was in Colorado. And it was a little strange.
Yeah, where the fucking Xeno Predator thing was fucking laying eggs and pregnant women.
Yeah,
I just rewatched that actually not that long ago.
Like, I like the
didn't
creature
understand.
design, but it was weird.
That whole
The
part.
creature design has been evolving.
Yeah, that's always been great.
That whole scene basically killed that franchise for me. I was like, nope, we're done.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Like, they explained it in, like, the commentary, like, their idea behind that, but it just didn't make any sense if you just straight watched the movie.
What?
It was a, where the fuck did this come from kind of thing.
How did they explain it?
They explained it like the Pred Alien was a juvenile queen, and juvenile queens have this method to build up their army before they morph into the full-size queens, and they're like slower and clunkier. So they already have a form of protection when they are all big and shit. That's how they explained it, but it didn't make any sense just watching it.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, original Alien.
That scene. That whole fucking scene was just bullshit.
Yeah, it was, but off topic. Integrity, we will watch the first one. Who's up next?
So,
I guess me.
Dregs. Yeah, no, Dregs, I'm very curious. What is your favorite movie, and why?
Does anybody have any guesses?
I like to. Yeah, I want to hear what guesses are. Blackwind, what's your guess?
Wait, what was Burn's favorite movie?
We'll get
we're
to
on
me.
me.
We'll get to me.
Oh, I thought we, like, totally train rolled over Burnz. Steamrolled, whatever the fuck the term is. Wait, I don't fucking know, Drex.
I have a guess.
I have a guess, but I can't remember.
I want to guess last.
It's that one cult movie. Oh my god, it's like a musical. Oh, I think Tim Roth is in it. Oh, come on, you guys.
Come back to me. I have a guess. Burnz, go.
Integrity, you guess first.
No, I don't know him well enough or movies well enough to know.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw this. I have two guesses. One, my first one, which is probably wrong. House of a Thousand Corpses, which was directed by Rob
fuck
Zombie.
you.
All right, just throwing it out there.
Go to
Now
hell.
the one I really think it is Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No, go to hell.
I am so surprised right now. If it's Forrest Gump, I'm out, you guys. That's it.
Hold on. This is some Integrity. You gotta guess because I can't believe I'm blanking on the name of this movie. It's like a
Google
cult. It's Google what? I don't know what the fuck I'm googling. I haven't seen it. I can't remember the name of it.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That's it.
You.
Fuck you. I hate that movie.
How can you not remember
Holy
Rocky
shit.
Horror Picture Show?
I
How could
actually
you
know
not
what that
like
is.
Rocky Horror?
Oh my god.
So stupid. It's
So
terrible.
funny.
All right, if it's not that, then I'm gonna say Dawn of the Dead or Evil Dead.
Which Evil Dead?
Oh snap.
All of them.
Obviously,
Nice.
the first one.
Huh?
I would say the first one.
Nope.
It's not the remake, is it?
The remake's really good, actually.
Remake's terrible.
No, it's not. It's an
The
actual
source
horror
material
movie.
was so cheesily good.
Okay, I think we've established that War and Dregs can't.
Okay, Drake,
agree
spit
on
it out.
movies.
We're narrowing it down. We narrowed that down. I want
It's
to hear
Evil
it.
Dead
I want to
2.
know what. Okay. And
It was
why?
the very first horror movie I went out and bought. And I remember my dad actually, he loves the evil. He loves Army of Darkness. But my favorite
Oh yeah,
Evil
I
Dead
mean that's
2.
classic.
But like where he cuts his hand off with the fucking chainsaw, and there's like it's such a great B-list movie. For the horror that is, I can go on a bunch of horror franchises I love, but that one, that particular movie was just amazing. Close second would definitely
Right.
be The Exorcist.
That's a good movie.
But yeah, like if you go back and watch Evil Dead 2, like where whatever it is, like the camera's like chasing Bruce Campbell, if you look up, you can actually see like people walking around the balconies on set and stuff. You can see like all the mistakes. I picked them all out.
Just what I love in
That's
my
awesome.
movie: continuity errors.
I fucking love it though.
Integrity. Do you want to
Yeah,
share with us?
Usually, I would say Batman, the Dark Knight, right? But I'm like, no, it's got to be another Christopher Nolan movie, The Prestige, because
That's a very underrated
Oh, so
film.
good.
yeah, exactly.
So
A,
good.
it's underrated. B, I'm really into street magic, so just magic in general. I'm really into it, so that's like relevant to my hobbies. And third of all, the ending.
Wait, are you a
I'm just
magician?
gonna say the ending. That's it. Like how they ended it.
Got a good ending.
Yeah, it's good. Got a good ending. And
Yeah.
yeah, but most of all,
The movie gives me chills.
yeah, most of all, it's just you can watch it like 3 times. It's one of those movies you can watch back to back, in like one.
You know
sitting.
David Bowie's in that.
Yeah, like you can watch it back to back,
Aw, I love
and you'll pick up things that you never knew it was there until you watch it the second time because you're like, oh my god, I didn't see that coming because like now that I understand what's happening, watching it back, you're like, holy shit, that actually makes sense and like why all this is happening. It's a lot of rewatchability. And that's
Agreed.
my pick. Yeah. Has anybody here not watched it yet?
I haven't seen it.
Ooh shit.
It's a great
haven't seen
movie.
it.
Oh man.
It is. It's Christopher.
Strongly
It's not
recommended.
Christopher Nolan, in my opinion, at his best, but it's when he's still finding himself creatively. It's. I think he made it right after Batman Begins. It's a very good movie.
Batman's in it. Just saying.
Yeah. So was Michael Caine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
So was Wolverine.
Oh yeah. The whole cast is there. The whole superhero cast is there. Okay, Burnz, your turn.
Actually, I believe it's my turn there, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's War's turn. Jesus, integrity.
Does anyone got any guesses?
Batman.
No.
I'm not gonna
The
say
Dark Knight
anything.
Shut up, Burnz. The Dark Knight's a perfect movie, and I'm excluding it because superheroes are their kind of their own thing. But it is like it's a three-way tie for me for first, and The Dark Knight is one of them. But that's not what I'm talking about right now because superhero movies are kind of their own things.
Okay, fair enough. Anybody else?
I can't guess.
I'm trying to think of the most ridiculous guess.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
There you go.
It's such a good movie.
It's such a terrible movie, but it's so good.
It's so bad, but it's so good.
Oh really? Compare that to Sharknado.
Jeff
Oh,
Goldblum?
God.
Are you kidding me?
No, not Sharknado.
No, my two favorite movies are Saving Private Ryan and Super 8.
Exactly what I
Saving Private Ryan.
guess.
Saving Private Ryan is just one of the most visceral, raw movies ever created. It has one of the most iconic opening scenes ever filmed. Everything about that movie is gold. It's Steven Spielberg really, really hitting his peak and his best. And Super 8 is basically a movie made by my favorite director, J.J. Abrams, who I'm sure you guys are familiar with now. But Super 8 is basically an entire movie that pays homage to Steven Spielberg films throughout like the 70s and 80s. E.T., Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It's all inspired by Steven Spielberg films. So I mean, Steven Spielberg is my dude. Even though he didn't direct Super 8, he produced it. But Super 8 just had, even when I saw it I can't remember exactly how old I saw it. I want to say I was about 20 or so, maybe 19. It makes you feel like a kid, and it's just, it's such a great movie. To me, that's what movies are all about, is making you feel like a kid again and making you believe in things that shouldn't be able to be happening. And Super 8 is amazing for that. And Saving Private Ryan is just an amazing depiction of, historical events.
Can you remind me, Super 8, is that the one with the train and the camera?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
The kids.
And the kids
Yep.
crashing, not them crashing, but other stuff crashing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the train
crash and
crashing
the
while
kids.
they were
Yeah.
filming
Filming the
movie.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
Pretty good.
It was I remember it being very artistic, but I didn't really understand like the whole concept behind. I get the story. I mean, there is a story, but I never really focused on the story. I just more focused on like the whole like artistic direction of like the camera angles or like the environment and stuff, the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very J.J. Abrams film.
Yeah.
His fingerprints are all over it. Lens flare, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's all there. Plus, that
I
train
enjoyed that
crash
film.
is just is an amazing scene.
I know.
that train crash is so good.
Wait, was that the one with the
So-
water tower? Sorry.
Yes, the water
Yeah.
tower.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the water tower
Yeah, okay.
movie was a good. There's a few other movies that are kind of similar to that, like they're a play on Super 8, but I don't know. It was done differently and more powerfully. I feel like there, like Echo.
Yeah, it was done
or
with the
whatever,
care and
Echo to
attention
Earth
of
or
J.J.
whatever.
Abrams and Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. For me, my favorite movies. It's really hard to pick because I have so many, but the three that mean the most to me. I had to do three because I can't do one. The Big Lebowski. If anybody's seen that film, it's
Solid.
amazing. It's a
That's a
testament
great
to
film.
humanity. I think it's a time period. We should be launching this movie into like capsules into space. It's directed by the Coen brothers. It's probably the most quotable movie that I've ever seen. Like over 90% of the dialogue in the movie, if you've seen the movie, is horribly quotable. Stars Jeff Bridges and John Goodman.
Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi, yeah. Some other, fuck, I always forget her name. Who's the female in that?
Moore.
There we go. Fantastic cast, and they played the hell. Even their subcast was amazing. There's nothing about this film that I don't like. It's, to me, like damn near a perfect film. And it's kind of a comedy, so for me, that's kind of rare. A lot of people don't see me liking a lot of comedy films.
The Coen brothers always do dark comedies.
Yes, so
almost always dark comedies. No Country for Old Men, there really isn't a whole lot of comedy, but it's an awesome film.
Yeah. The next one for me is a film that I've seen more times than I can literally count because I have lost count. I will watch it. It doesn't matter. I will watch it regularly all the time. Kill Bill, Volume 1. I know where you're not a huge fan of Tarantino. I, however, love his style, and it's not just because of Kill Bill, but Kill Bill is so entertaining to me, and it's such a epic ride, and the stylization of it's like a moving comic book for me, and I think that's what he kind of wanted it to be, and I picked up on it, and it stays with me. Actually, at one point, owned the Bride's Sword. I don't have it anymore in my collection. I gave it to somebody, and they never gave it back. They were gonna fix it for me. Yeah, I've watched that film more times than I can count. I think I lost count around 70.
I hate Quentin Tarantino.
Why is it? I was just gonna say, comment.
Quentin Tarantino hasn't changed his movie style since the first movie he ever made. He has remade Reservoir Dogs over and over again, and he's a pretentious bastard who likes to hold the camera on somebody's face for way too long.
God, I love his films.
Guess
They're
what?
So good.
You should fucking tip.
Hold it for a quick. Anyways, the third film on my list is directed by Wes Anderson. He's done such films like Royal Tenenbaums and
Life Aquatic.
Yeah, it's definitely Life Aquatic, 100%. I love Bill Murray. It was like, do I put Life Aquatic or do I put Ghostbusters? I mean, I fucking love Bill Murray. But Life Aquatic gives me the feels on a real way. Like, I feel a part of something when I watch that film, and it helped inspire me for a lot of what we do now as a group. The soundtrack is fantastic. I could sit down and listen to David Bowie in Portuguese until the end of time. Sue George is just so good. If you guys haven't seen it, it's a very colorful, vibrant film, very funny, very lighthearted, and tells a very beautiful tale of kind of a parody on like a Jacques Cousteau kind of adventure at sea, and it's kind of like the desperate, like the last voyage of like a Jacques Cousteau and his crew, but it's done beautifully. Should definitely give it a go and check it out and enjoy the soundtrack. But for me, those are my three favorite movies. I'd say they've always been very dear to me.
I mean, the only one I can say anything about is probably Kill Bill, because I've never fully watched it before. I mean, I think I tried to, but I never got the chance to, because it was like, I couldn't really get the DVD.
Tarantino sucks. That was weird.
Why do you hate Quentin Tarantino so much?
You don't want me to start, because I won't stop.
Dude, start. I
no.
Like, what was with that?
No, the podcast does not. You haven't seen Reservoir Dogs, have you?
No, I haven't.
Then that's your problem.
I haven't watched
any of his
movies because I think he's a pretentious prick. But
well, look, I will give him credit where credit is due. Django Unchained is a phenomenal film and it is one of the best screenplays ever written.
Pulp
That
Fiction?
being said, no.
Oh my god. How do you not like Pulp Fiction,
Pulp
Reservoir
Fiction.
Dogs, Jackie Brown. Are you kidding? Their soundtracks are amazing. They're so solid.
Yeah,
this guy's got
okay.
such good taste.
You know what else has a great?
Freaking
You know what else has a
ridiculous.
great soundtrack? Twilight. So, no, that's not me on a movie.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I
Let me
don't like
just
my
go throw up
vampires
in my
that fucking
boots.
Sparkle. I like fucking Lost Boys vampires that are fucking.
Hey, I didn't say it was a good
violent
movie.
shit.
I just said it had a good soundtrack. That was my point.
You know what? Fucking
I didn't like its soundtrack at all. Okay, but see, the thing is, I could have went in another direction with this because there's another director that is equally important to me as like Quentin Tarantino, but it's a bit more of a bizarre topic, and that's David Lynch. He has amazing soundtracks, just like Tarantino. He has the most insane, powerful stylization of films, and I strongly recommend anybody try to explain Mulholland Drive to me. A movie I've seen as much as I've actually seen Kill Bill, and I could not possibly tell you what it's about. I just don't understand it. David Lynch has evoked more emotion to me in some of his film or his art than he's like one of those people I consider like a life mentor. You know, like I look at his art and I look at the things he writes and does, and it vibrates with me.
No, since we're on the topic,
Speaking on directors, one of the most important directors for me definitely has to be Wes Craven.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's pretty influential, I would say.
Like
Wes Craven and John Carpenter.
Oh my gosh, John Carpenter.
Fortunately, Wes Craven just recently died.
Like if you,
I know.
Really look at what he's done. Like he's done like a lot of the. Like The Hills Have Eyes, like a lot of the classic horror movies, A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Hills Have Eyes.
Yep.
And then you have
so many.
Carpenter. Yeah, John Carpenter, the original Halloween.
The Thing.
The Thing. Yeah.
God, The Thing was so good. Oh God.
It's still good.
Wes
I just
Craven
recently
did.
rewatched it.
Wes Craven also did Scream.
Clive Barker
Yes.
did the Hellraiser series, which is like one of my favorite
He also did
series
a
of all
really.
time.
It was a smaller film towards the end of his career with Rachel McAdams and Cillian Murphy called Red Eye. It was a really good film. It was about. It's hard to explain, but it's a good film. I really highly recommend that you check it out. If you're a Wes Craven fan and you haven't seen it.
Wes Craven actually did Wishmaster as well.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
That I wasn't in particular of a fan of that movie. That movie was a little bit weird for me, but
the first two I liked. The third one was garbage, and the fourth one was weird. The Wishmasters. First one was the best though.
yeah, not my favorite movie series. Like one of my favorite movie series that he started. That's like I call it today is definitely A Nightmare on Elm Street. Like I have all the movies.
How many are there now? I've lost count.
There is, let me count. 1, 2, 3.
He's actually counting.
He's got them on
his
count.
shelf.
8. There's 8.
Okay.
Was that
There's
counting
8.
Freddy vs. Jason in the new remake?
Yep. Nope, that's everything up to Freddy vs. Jason. The new remake I really didn't care for. I mean, it's really hard to get, like...
Well, I haven't seen it. The actor was the one that played Rorschach in The Watchmen, I think, who was in the remake.
Oh, is that
yeah, I really didn't care for him. Like,
I think so.
I think I was just too used to Robert Englund.
He is amazing. The shit used to scare the shit out of me when I was a kid. When the first horror film I'd ever seen was Freddy, A Nightmare on Elm Street, and I didn't know to be scared until my mom told me to be scared, and then from then on out it was just complete terror.
I think that's what
I would have been like, you bitch.
Kind of.
That's like one of the main reasons why I never caught up with like the classic horror movies, like Freddy, Jason, like all that kind of stuff. Because when I was younger, I was always like be too scared. But now, like I'm fine with it. But you know, I never think about catching up on that kind of stuff. Like the most recent Jason movie is probably like Freddy vs. Jason, or like Jason X.
Dude, I hope you enjoy Alien and Alien Covenant. I hope that scares the shit out of you as much as it scared the shit out of my parents. When I was young, my parents used to tell me how much Alien freaked them the hell out, and my dad, like, it's like my dad's the biggest person in the world to me, whatever. I'm like, and he's terrified of this movie. When I first saw it, I was freaked out by that stuff, but then it took me a few years, and then all of a sudden I just really started enjoying that stuff. It was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
interesting enough.
A little more recent of a movie that has come out that me and Burnz have both seen and have agreed is absolutely terrifying, and it's completely and 100% inspired by Alien. Life.
Blackwind's seen this.
Calvin is a little fucker.
Oh my god. Oh, Blackwind, you've seen this?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I haven't seen it. Can we?
I have not seen it.
I have not seen it.
Just
So-
let's just say,
Calvin is a little fucker. That's all that needs to be said.
It's inspired by Alien. It is absolutely terrifying in this entity in this movie. I am still right now just like creep. It gives me. I'm just like, please don't ever let that
It's
be
a
a
little
real
bit
thing
more
because I would
grounded
rather
in
not.
reality, I would say, than Alien.
It's a-
In a sense.
Yeah.
Like, because
sense.
they're...
It's
in a
like
sense,
near future, almost. Like the setting, it's more like what we have now rather than Alien, where
Yeah,
it's like far in the
exactly.
future with truck drivers in space.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that makes this thing just so unbelievably... The movie so unbelievably terrifying.
Yeah, I saw the
Yeah,
trailer.
it does take a
It was
lot of
great.
cues
So-
from Alien and like other space movies and whatnot. I liked it.
Yeah, I saw the
Calvin's
So
a
we
little
don't spoil
fucker,
the
but I
whole
liked it.
thing.
Actually,
Yeah.
I actually wanted to ask everybody, like, because here's the thing. I remember when my mom, she actually worked at a movie theater. She actually had an original Jaws poster, and she used to tell me that, like, the original Jaws movie, like, you could hear like screams of bloody murder from the theater.
Yeah, my mom
Friend of
said the
mine.
same thing about that movie.
A friend of mine's mom actually did costume work for Twin Peaks when it first aired.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm too young to.
They do all these things during the summer that I would really love to do, where they basically like erect these like temporary drive-ins on I'm not sure if it's like boats or rivers or where they do it, but they so you're watching Jaws while floating in the water. Like floating on these boats.
I've seen that. I've heard about that.
I would love to go to one of those. I think that would be amazing.
Right.
Just do one.
And
in the
okay,
backyard
so
kiddie pool.
this is another overlooked movie in that the whole genre. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's called The Shallows. It was advertised very poorly.
It's like a play
It was
on
made
Jaws.
to look like it totally is, but it was made to look like a Blake Lively sex vehicle. It's not. It's a pretty good horror movie, and it's a pretty good shark movie, and it's
I've
different.
seen it.
It's a lot different.
I think I've heard about
How
this
did
one.
you feel
Don't know if
about
I've
it?
seen it.
I honestly thought I went into it being like, I'm gonna rip this movie apart, ha ha ha, and I didn't do that. I mean, I'll give it like a 7 on a 10 scale, and that's pretty generous, I think, for it anyways, because it wasn't boring. It just, there were parts that I
not at all.
felt drug on a little bit too much for me. It didn't have the right pacing or something. I don't know. There was something that was lost in translation for me. But it was good, and there were parts that I was just like, oh, like I got really gripped to it, but then it was like it would lose me, and I'd be like, messing with my app, phone thing or whatever, and then like go back into it. But the story overall was fine, and it felt real, felt tangible.
Mhm. Yeah, so I highly recommend that movie. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Not to just jerk the boat in a new direction, but I do want to lean us towards something. We all here play our fair share of Overwatch and enjoy this game. We have some new stuff coming out soon, and I'm excited about it. I'd like to talk to you guys about it and get some of your opinions on it. We have the Lunar Horizon map, or the Horizon Lunar map, or whatever, the Lunar Colony that is launching.
Lunar Horizon
this-
Colony, something.
Yeah, it is launching this Tuesday.
Whatever the hell it is.
It's where Winston is from, and we get a whole bunch of new story and play modes. I think it's going to be a 2-point cap, so an assault map or something like that, like Hanamura in them.
That's what I believe it was. Yeah. So
Are you guys
everybody, be
excited?
prepared to break out your sombras.
Right.
Yeah, I am excited for it, especially because it's a 2-point cap, and I've been really enjoying playing Sombra right now, and that's what she specializes in. So yeah, I'm really thoroughly enjoying that. Look, it's just going to add a lot of lore to it. We know that there's another test subject like Winston that's unaccounted for, and we know that it's possibly going to be another character. There's going to be a whole lot of clues as to where Winston came from. There's going to be a whole lot of references for us to dig in that are probably nothing about this other character that's floating around there that we all know is a jetpack cat. Just so we know.
I hope and pray.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I love the way they do the story in Overwatch, and I just want them to keep on doing what they're doing.
For me, I only look at like the competitive aspect of like the maps and stuff. So, lore-wise, yeah, I know it's cool and all, but I'm more interested in like how the map plays. I trust Blizzard; they know their shit. But what do you guys think about the gravity stuff outdoors? Like the anti-gravity stuff.
Right.
I haven't heard about this. This is new information to me.
Yeah,
Please
there's a section
divulge.
outdoor war where it's like low gravity and you bounce around and shit.
I don't think that's that big of a deal. People always make a big deal about that when they do something like that in games. They did that in Halo Reach back in the day, and it was just fine. There's just a part of the map where there's low gravity.
They blocked it up for MLG. It was like completely ruins the flow of the game for Halo. But I don't know about Overwatch.
Right.
I don't know. Don't go outside. What can I tell you?
It's not just that. It's the sound audio silence as well, and we're really used to audio cues, but you're not going to really get that when you're in. It seems like you're not going to get that heavily when you're in these space zones. So maybe characters like Sombra will excel highly on a map like this due to her invisibility and not being tracked through those environments.
I trust Blizzard. They know what they're doing. It's not.
The other thing that they're doing.
Yeah.
That they're doing with that is they're adding that gimmick, the gravity thing. That's going to be something that we can do on other maps now with in the customizations. Right. So in the custom games, we'll be able to adjust. There's all kinds of things we can adjust in our custom games now. So that's going to be a new one. What about you, Drex? Did you have a chance to look over and check out the trailers for the Horizon Lunar map?
I got to watch a little bit of it. I really didn't have too much time this week to check it all out with my friend. My friend's moving, but from what I've seen, I really liked it. I really can't wait to see more of Overwatch story to unfold. I'm especially curious what character they're gonna unveil, but I'm more curious about the map because, as you know, with new maps, they unveil more of a backstory.
Right. Well, I also believe that we're going to be getting the update for Reaper and McCree during this as well. And I know you play a fair bit of Reaper, and maybe he'll excel on this map with the new buffs, so that'll be interesting for you.
Ooh, what details?
Maybe he'll be actually terrible.
Details of the buffs.
Details
of changes.
Is this
from
the
what
Roadhog
I know?
Buff? Please say no.
This is this is going to be the Roadhog nerf or change. You should assume.
Nerf.
Nerf. They're going to take him down in damage by I think 30%. They're upping his fire rate and they're adding one more shot to his barrel. So it's going to be a little harder for him. He's not going to be able to just one-shot kill most people. There are a list of people he would still be able to one-shot kill, but not everybody.
30%. Just saying.
It seems like a huge nerf in damage, and then just for that one shot, I don't know if that's going to make up for it.
I guess so.
But he is awfully sustainable. People are afraid that this will just turn him into a giant alt battery for everyone and his team. So it's gonna be interesting. On another note, the Reaper changes that I'm aware of are he is getting a life steal. They're getting rid of his orbs. As you know, with Reaper currently, you go around and you kill people, and you get an orb that will appear, and if you need it, it will absorb it and it will heal you. But instead, they're going to get rid of those orbs, so you no longer have to truck it around to collect your life. You can just do damage and get a percentage, I'm unsure on, I think 20% or more per shot, back. So the more damage you're doing, and the way you combo Reaper now, I'm thinking we're gonna see a resurrection of the Beyblade, where you see more like Ana Reaper combos, and you'll see some Reapers getting Ana boosted, and maybe backed by a Mercy or an Orisa or something like that for extra damage, because he's gonna be spitting out so much damage, and then if timed right with his ult, he should be nigh unstoppable while in that ult, as where I think a lot of us are used to being kind of insta-gibbed if you're not appropriately positioned or if they're anticipating your ult, like you're pretty much done. This, you might give a bit more survivability for that.
Wait, so every single shot from Reaper is going to heal you, even though it's not an ult?
Yeah, he has vampiric shots.
Yes.
Damn.
He's going to gain a life steal effect to his weapons, to his shots, as opposed to having to collect that life.
Which is interesting because I'm on the fence about this, because the health orbs, like the reaping, like he's supposed to be like death. So I kind of felt like the soul orbs went more with his characters, but I like the vampiric shots because with his ultimate, you can just die so quickly with it.
This should help with that, I think.
Is there a reason why the devs chose that?
I think they chose that to kind of help with Reaper's survivability with his ultimate. And the soul orbs
maybe not just that, but overall,
we're kind of a pain to collect.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to cut you off there. But one thing, just to like reference what you were saying there, it was so hard to collect those soul orbs while you're facing off against people and you're trying to help clear your team. It really controlled the flow of Reaper's movement, I felt, when you're engaging. This will free that up a bit so that the player style will come through a little bit more. The player free up their playability, but also there's those moments where he should be being able to take these divas out of mech, and I know this because I'm a diva main. Not really a diva main, but I will use the hell out of her, and I can rock a diva. But I will take her and I will melt these Reapers, and I will chase you down. And I will just melt you out of existence really easily. And that is got to be really hard for them right now. And I think this is going to help alleviate a little bit of that pressure. Yeah, I think I'll still be able to dive on him and take him down. But if I am absolutely not watching my life and watching his, he's going to have that leg back up on me, and he could easily take me out of mech.
Okay, fair enough, I guess. I just thought it's a little bit...
The other buff. Yeah, it is. It probably is. We'll see how it goes. Let's see how they balance it. Like it's gonna. If it's anything, it's gonna start out stronger than we want it to be, and then they'll bring it down.
Mm.
Yeah, he's generally he's supposed to be a powerful character, anyways. So.
The other buff is the McCree buff, which is actually really interesting.
That should be
and I know Integrity, you play some McCree here and there.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to allow your ult to charge a percentage faster, like lock onto them. I mean, not by gain ult, but like the way you lock onto them when you pop High Noon.
Like the auto.
The auto lock will lock onto them more, so you'll get that skull faster, and then in that process, it's charging its damage faster. So you're effectively going to be dealing more damage faster with your ult. So it'll turn him into more or less like the ultimate duelist, is what a lot of people are already saying. So, when you're playing McCree, and you're maybe in your back line a little bit, or midline, behind maybe your Reinhardt shield, and you're trying to pluck off this or that, or maybe defend your Mercy or something, and there's that really annoying Tracer that just gets through your shit and melts you, or like a Tracer Genji, or you're going on your wild flank and you run into your wild 2v1 situation that you're on with your McCree, you're going to be able to just use your ult to clear that out real quick and go and get yourself into another position. His ult will be a little bit more expendable for his survivability, is what I'm thinking.
Right.
And that's what they want. They want you to get into those 2v1 scenarios and you to just be like, ha, drop.
Okay, makes sense. So instead of using it in like specific situations, because because you're always like a deer in headlights not a deer in headlights, you're basically out in the open whenever you do your ult, and everybody can hear it.
Yeah.
And with the faster lock on, it'll make things more like, I guess it'll allow McCrees to use their ults a lot more, I'm guessing. Like they would want to use it a lot
Yeah,
more.
it should inspire them to use it
Yeah.
more, to just get those 2 or 3 picks to help the team.
Yeah.
Not necessarily always going for that team wipe, though it clearly has the capacity to.
Mhm. Yeah.
Blackwind, what about you? I know you saw some stuff there, and you're more of a newer player to Overwatch on our team here, but you've taken to it pretty well. Are you excited for the Lunar map?
Yeah, it looks cool, and it's in space, which is nice.
Love space.
Yeah, space is awesome. I love space.
I'm in space.
But yeah, like I know I don't play it as much, but a new map is always nice. Just something to break up the roll of maps that you've already played 100 times. And like as far as the nurse and buff y'all have been talking about, like I don't play Reaper or McCree, so I don't really know what to do with that side of the information. But I mean, it is what it is, I guess.
What do you play?
Lately a lot of Diva and Lucio actually, or
Nice.
Soldier.
Nice. Man, I need to learn how to use it.
What do you play, Integrity?
Like you said, McCree. Stop using Tracer. It's kind of sad. I used to love Tracer, now I'm just like, I'd rather have fun than play McCree because I can shoot people and like kill them. Like I can finish them off so damn fast. Whereas like Tracer is a lot more like pick off the people, like finish off your kills kind of thing. And yeah, Lucio, and I try to be flex, so I can't really say like, oh yeah, I only play like these few people. But okay, the player that I never played in my life is probably Sombra. Oh, and Symmetra. Right. Yeah, Symmetra.
I try with Sombra, and sometimes I feel really good with her.
Sometimes I feel like
on the buff. We have the Roadhog debuff.
There's a Roadhog debuff?
Yeah, we talked a little about that.
Yeah,
Roadhog is also another character I don't hardly ever play, so I don't have a lot of thoughts on that either.
I'm just excited to not be instantly killed when I get hooked sometimes.
Shouldn't play characters that can get instantly gibbed.
Tracers rejoice.
Tracers rejoice.
Well, fucking
Tracer might still be
tank.
destroyed by him,
Yeah,
actually.
Here's my
Tracer
thoughts on it.
drives me up the fucking wall.
That's
Her
why
and
I use
May
Tracer.
are my worst enemies. I hate
love
them
Tracer.
so much.
I guess me and Burnz are your worst enemy, but that Roadhog, like, that scrap gun,
Mm-hmm.
realistically, if you're, like, pressed, like, literally, if you're that close to, like, it's kind of like a blunderbuss. If you're that close to it, it's gonna fucking kill you. It's like a fucking shotgun. In my opinion, it actually need to be debuffed. Like, you kind of have to watch yourself and keep moving. Like,
It was a really good way to punish people who were out of position, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Like, his hooks will still have some use because you can still, like, pull people off the map, but I'm just kind of sad, like, you're not, like, with Roadhog, you don't have to watch your back as much. Like, he's not as much of a danger as he was.
Right. You might have to watch your back a little bit more this time now, though. But you will have an extra shot
with Reaper.
So. Right. So I think we might be nearing the end. I'm not sure. Unless there's more you guys.
I'd say we've droned
We're going
on
on like an hour and a half, right?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good podcast. COGCast.
How dare you?
Where were you saying something?
I said I think we've droned on enough. And then Blackwind just butchered our name publicly.
Shut up.
Eviscerated us.
I said COGCast.
Okay.
Straight to the guillotine with
Alright,
her,
you guys.
wench.
Whoa.
What?
Is there anything you
War.
guys want to tell the audience or promote on a war? You got something?
Me and excuse me, how illiterate of myself. Burnz and I we'll be doing an additional podcast type deal. It'll be called Fireside. We'll be releasing it sometime this week. Talk about some more more different, more difficult topics than we want to approach here. We're going to be featuring a bunch of different people on it. That's all I really have to announce. So just expect some more content from us, and a different variety of content from us here in the near future.
Speaking of content, have you ever wanted to see me yell at Blackwind? Well, you should probably keep your eyes on the YouTube channel. Whatever we're going to call it. It's like a version of Rage Quit, where she gets drunk, I get pissed off, and I yell at her.
Excellent.
And she annoys the fuck out of me.
Beautiful.
All right. So that's that, I think.
Yeah, seems like.
What crap, I thought I got disconnected from the party.
Where the fuck is Doomfist?
Good job.
Oh,
Yeah, who the fuck is Doomfist?
see, I would have
Is that the new character from the moon?
See, that's how I thought.
Jetpack Doomfist cat.
Exactly.
Oh, man. See, I thought that Doomfist would come out, like, soon.
I want the next character, I want a hot dog as the next character.
No, they're
a giant
holding out.
wiener.
Wouldn't doubt if
well, I know what Drake's
Doomfist
into
just
now.
doesn't come out, you know?
Doomfist is gonna be like Half-Life 3. We're just never gonna see.
So, Ward, did you do your code during that?
I don't think so. I think you
Motherfucker.
forgot.
I kept
forgot.
messaging you, but you kept ignoring my messages for some reason.
Are we still recording?
Yeah.
W4MW.
W4MW.
No reason.
Okay. Sure.
Integrity, write it
No
down.
reason for
Just
that.
like edit it in there somewhere.
God.
Nah, let's keep it in the end. It's a little reward for people who watch till the end. Or they
Actually
listened all
sit
the way to
through
the end.
all of this
Yeah.
bullshit.
It may not always be at the
Or
end, just
try
so
to put it in
everybody
there more
knows.
sneakily.
Yeah, I won't forget the next time if that's what you're asking. Yeah.
Thank you.
Write it
I
on a
was
sticky
blowing
note
you
and
up.
put that sticky note on your forehead.
I told you guys I don't have my phone. My phone has been like dead all weekend.
No, I was blowing you up on Xbox. I messaged you like 10 things, like four
his
times on
Xbox has
Xbox.
been dead all week as well.
I don't have a single message from you, Burnz. Oh,
Until you
That's
get
ridiculous.
yes I do. Yes I do. I don't know where.
I don't have a
I don't
message
know
from you.
what I
Oh,
was
wait.
doing.
Maybe if
It's
I
all
use
good.
my eyes.
Who should be our next?
Ugh,
who should be our first host?
Guest?
Yeah, guest. Sorry, not host. What the fuck am I talking about? Guest. Yeah.
It's a good question.
Comment below on who you think should be the next guest.
Kermit really wants to be the first guest. He keeps rambling. He like messaged me during that. I'm like, hey, we're recording.
I know, me
I'll hit you
too.
up later because he was asking me questions. He's like, I want to be the guest.